My family kept a secret for 23 years. A secret that explained everything. Why I was always the outsider. Why my sister got everything while I got nothing. Why I never quite belonged. When I found out the truth and confronted them, they didn't apologize. They declared war. But I had receipts. And I was done protecting people who never protected me. My name is Sophie, I'm 31 years old, and I'm recording this from Denver, Colorado. Before I get into this, if you've ever felt like the black sheep in your family, like something was off but you couldn't figure out what, subscribe right now because this story will validate every instinct you ever had. And drop in the comments where you're listening from. I want to know where this reaches. Now let me take you back to the beginning because you need to understand what normal looked like in my family before everything exploded. I'm the youngest. My sister Amanda is 4 years older. Growing up, I thought we were just regular siblings with regular differences. She was tall, blonde, blue-eyed, looked exactly like our parents. I was short, dark-haired, hazelette. She was effortlessly good at everything. I had to work twice as hard for half the recognition. She was confident, outgoing, the star of every room. I was quiet, bookish, forgettable. Our parents, Michael and Elizabeth Henderson, treated us differently. I knew that. But I told myself it was normal, that all parents have favorites, that I was just sensitive. When Amanda went to college, they paid for everything. Tuition, room and board, a brand new car, spending money. When I went to college 2 years later, they sat me down and said, "We've already stretched our finances with Amanda. You'll need to take out loans." I took out $60,000 in student loans. Amanda graduated debt-free. When Amanda got married, our parents threw her an $80,000 wedding. Venue, catering, flowers, band, open bar, the works. 300 guests. It was in all the local papers. When I got engaged 3 years ago, they offered me $5,000 and said they hoped I'd be practical and keep it small. I had a courthouse wedding with 20 people. Every Christmas, Amanda's presents filled half the living room. Mine fit in a gift bag. Every birthday, Amanda got elaborate celebrations. Mine got dinner at Olive Garden. Every achievement Amanda had was announced on Facebook with paragraphs of pride. Mine got a brief, "Congratulations to Sophie." I told myself it didn't matter. That I was being petty. That Amanda was just more successful, more accomplished, more worthy of celebration. That parents don't have to love their children exactly equally. I made excuses for them for 23 years. Until last year when my grandmother died. The will reading was at my parents' house. The whole family gathered. My grandmother had been wealthy, and everyone knew there would be inheritances. The lawyer read through the list. Amanda received $150,000. My cousins each received between $50,000 and $75,000. My aunts and uncles received various amounts. My name wasn't mentioned. Not once. I received nothing. Zero. Not even a piece of jewelry, not a photo, nothing. I sat there stunned while everyone else celebrated their inheritances. After the lawyer left, I pulled my mother aside. Why didn't Grandma leave me anything? We were close. I visited her every week. I don't understand. My mother wouldn't look at me. She had traditional views about inheritance. Firstborn grandchildren in each family line got priority. It's nothing personal, Sophie. But it felt personal. It felt like confirmation of what I'd always suspected. That I was worth less. That I didn't quite count. That something fundamental was wrong with me. I drove home and cried for 3 hours. My husband David came home from work and found me on the bathroom floor. What happened? Grandma left me nothing. Not a single dollar. But Amanda got $150,000. David hugged me and said, "Maybe your grandmother had her reasons. Try not to take it personally." Everyone kept telling me not to take it personally. But how else was I supposed to take it? 3 days later, my Aunt Carol called. My father's sister. She was crying. "Sophie, I need to tell you something. Something we've all been keeping from you. I can't do it anymore. It's been eating at me for years. And after the will reading, seeing your face, I just can't." My stomach dropped. "What are you talking about?" I can't tell you over the phone. But Sophie, I need you to do something. I need you to take a DNA test. One of those ancestry tests. And I need you to have Amanda take one too. Why? Yes. Just do it. Please. Compare your results. Then call me back. She hung up before I could ask more questions. I sat there holding my phone, my heart pounding. Why would my aunt want me to take a DNA test? What would comparing results with Amanda show? That was crazy. That was impossible. But I couldn't stop thinking about it. The physical differences between Amanda and me. The way I'd always felt like an outsider. The way my grandmother had excluded me from her, like I wasn't really family. I ordered 2 DNA kits. Told Amanda I wanted us to do them together, just for fun, to see our ancestry breakdown. She agreed without suspicion. We did the tests and sent them off. 3 weeks later the results came back. Open mine first. Standard European ancestry. Nothing surprising. Then I logged into the system to compare my results with Amanda's. The screen loaded. I stared at it, not understanding what I was seeing. Then understanding hit me like a freight train. 0% DNA shared. 0. We weren't sisters. We weren't half-sisters. We shared no genetic material whatsoever. My hand started shaking so violently I dropped my phone. I picked it up and looked again, thinking I'd misread. But no. 0%. Not related. I called my Aunt Carol. What does this mean? My voice didn't sound like my own. She took a shaky breath. It means you're adopted, Sophie. You were adopted when you were 6 months old. They never told you. The world tilted sideways. What? Your biological mother is Jessica, Elizabeth's niece. She got pregnant at 16. The family was horrified. Elizabeth and Michael offered to take the baby. Take you. They said it would be temporary. Just until Jessica got on her feet. But they never gave you back. They raised you as their own daughter and told everyone never to speak about it. They said you'd never need to know. I couldn't breathe. Everyone knew. The entire family knew I was adopted except me. Yes, Carol whispered. I'm so sorry, Sophie. We were told it was for your own good. That knowing would confuse you. But after the will, after watching you be excluded again, I couldn't keep lying. Is that why Grandma didn't leave me anything? Because I'm not really her granddaughter. Yes. In her mind, you were Elizabeth's niece's child. Not real family. I told her that was cruel, but she said she had to follow bloodlines. I hung up and threw up in the kitchen sink. 23 years. 23 years of lies. 23 years of feeling like I didn't belong, and it turned out I was right. I didn't belong. I wasn't theirs. I was the family embarrassment they'd taken in out of obligation. David came home and found me sitting on the kitchen floor, DNA results printed out in front of me. Sophie, what's wrong? I'm adopted, I said. I'm not my parents' biological daughter. Everyone in my family knew except me and Amanda. What? That's impossible. Are you sure? I showed him the DNA results. Showed him the 0% match with Amanda. Told him what my Aunt Carol had said. David stared at the papers. Oh my God. Sophie, this explains so much. The way they've always treated you differently. The college money, the wedding, the inheritance. You weren't their daughter to them. You were their niece they were obligated to raise. Something inside me shattered completely. 'Cause he was right. Every instance of being treated as less, of being given less, of being celebrated less, it all made sense now. They couldn't love me the same as Amanda because I wasn't really their child. I was the reminder of family shame. The illegitimate baby they'd taken in to save face. And they'd lied to me for 23 years. I stood up. I'm going over there. Right now. Sophie, maybe you should wait. Calm down first. I've been calm for 23 years, I said. I'm done being calm. I drove to my parents' house. It was 7 at night. They were having dinner with Amanda and her husband. Perfect. I wanted them all there. I walked in without knocking. Threw the DNA test results on the dining room table. papers scattered across their dinner plates. When were you planning to tell me? My voice was eerily calm. The room went silent. My mother's face drained of color. My father froze, fork halfway to his mouth. Amanda looked confused. Tell you what? My father said carefully. That I'm adopted. That I'm not your biological daughter. That you've been lying to me my entire life. My mother made a small sound. Amanda picked up the DNA results, read them, looked at me with shock. What? Sophie, what is this? It's the truth, I said. Something everyone in this family apparently knew except us. I'm not your sister, Amanda. Not biologically. I'm your cousin's child. Mom and Dad took me in when I was a baby and decided to pretend I was theirs. Isn't that right, Mom? My mother was crying now. Sophie, please let us explain. Explain. I laughed, and it sounded unhinged. You want to explain 23 years of lies. Explain why you let me grow up thinking I was your daughter when I wasn't. Explain why you treated me like a burden my entire life. Explain why Amanda got college paid for and I got debt. Explain why she got an $80,000 wedding and I got $5,000. Explain why Grandma left me nothing because I'm not really family. My father stood up. His face was red. Who told you this? Carol. She had no right. She had every right. I was shouting now. Someone had to tell me the truth since you never would. When were you planning to tell me, Dad? On your deathbed. Never. We were protecting you, my mother said. We thought it would be easier if you never knew. Easier for who? I demanded. For you. So you didn't have to explain that you took in your teenage niece's baby and pretended it was yours. So you didn't have to deal with the shame of an illegitimate child in the family. It wasn't like that, my father said. We gave you a home. We raised you. We gave you everything. Everything. I pulled out my phone, opened my notes app where I'd been documenting the differences. Amanda's college. Paid in full. Mine, $60,000 in loans. Amanda's wedding. $80,000. Mine, $5,000. Amanda's Christmas presents. Thousands of dollars. Mine, gift card to Target. Grandma's inheritance. Amanda gets $150,000. Get zero. You gave me everything. Amanda was staring at the list on my phone. Mom, is this true? Did you really? We did our best, my mother said. She was sobbing now. We tried to love you the same, Sophie. We really tried. But you have to understand it was hard. You weren't ours. Every time we looked at you, we saw the family scandal. We saw the shame. We did the best we could. The best they could. 23 years of being treated as less than, and that was the best they could do. Who's my biological mother? Yes. I want her name. I want to know where I came from. My parents exchanged looks. My father shook his head. That's not a good idea. Her name is Jessica, I said. Aunt Carol told me. Elizabeth's niece. Where is she? I want to meet her. My mother looked horrified. No. Absolutely not. She doesn't want contact. She gave you up willingly. You need to respect that. Did she? I interrupted. Did she give me up willingly? Or did you pressure a 16-year-old girl into giving up her baby? Did you tell her it was temporary? Did you promise you'd give me back and then refuse? My father's face confirmed everything. You need to leave. This conversation is over. This conversation is just beginning, I said. I'm going to find Jessica. I'm going to get the real story. And if I find out you coerced her, if I find out you lied to her the way you lied to me, I'm going to make sure everyone knows what you did. Is that a threat? My father asked. It's a promise, I said. You built your reputation on being good people, pillars of the community, perfect parents. Let's see how that reputation holds up when everyone knows you've been lying for over 2 decades. I walked out. Amanda followed me to the driveway. Sophie, wait. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know any of this. I know, I said. But Amanda, think about how they've treated me versus how they've treated you your entire life. Did you never question it? Never wonder why the difference was so extreme? She looked stricken. I thought they were just proud of me. I thought I'd earned it by being successful. You did earn it, I said. By being their biological daughter. That's all you had to do. I could never earn it because I wasn't really theirs. I was the shameful secret they had to keep. I drove away, leaving her standing in the driveway. I found Jessica on Facebook the next day. She wasn't hard to locate once I knew her name. She was 39, living in California, married with 2 kids. I stared at her profile picture for a long time. She had my eyes, my smile, my bone structure. For the first time in my life, I saw myself in someone else's face. I sent her a message. My name is Sophie Henderson. I believe you're my biological mother. I was born March 15th. I was adopted by Elizabeth and Michael Henderson. I just found out the truth. I'd like to talk if you're willing. She responded within 20 minutes. Oh my God. Sophie, I've been hoping for this message for 23 years. Can I call you? We talked for 4 hours that first night. Jessica told me everything. She was 16 when she got pregnant. Her family was religious and conservative. The pregnancy was catastrophic. Elizabeth and Michael offered to help. They said they'd take the baby temporarily, just until Jessica finished high school and could provide stability. They said she could visit, that she'd still be part of my life. But after I was born, everything changed. Elizabeth and Michael made it clear they were keeping me. They told Jessica that if she tried to fight them, they'd report her for neglect, have her declared unfit, terminate her parental rights. She was 16, terrified, powerless. She signed papers she didn't understand. They told her never to contact me, that it would confuse me, ruin my life. I was told you were happy, Jessica said, crying. They sent me pictures for the first few years. You look so loved. I thought I'd done the right thing. I thought you were better off with them. Was I? I asked bitterly. Was I better off being treated like a second-class citizen for 23 years? Being given scraps while my sister got everything? Growing up feeling like something was fundamentally wrong with me? I didn't know, she whispered. They told me you had everything. A good home, good schools, a good life. They said you were thriving. I was surviving, I said. There's a difference. Jessica told me she'd thought about me every day. Every birthday, every holiday, she wondered what I was doing, if I was happy, if I ever thought about her. She'd married, had 2 more children, built a life. But there was always a hole where I should have been. I want to meet you, she said. If you're willing. I want to know you. I want you to meet your half-siblings. I want to try to build what we lost. I want that too, I said. But first I need to know something. Do you still have the papers you signed? The adoption documents? I think so, she said. They're in a box in my garage. Why? Because I want to know if what my parents did was legal. I want to know exactly what happened. Jessica found the papers. She sent me photos. What I saw made me physically ill. The document Jessica signed wasn't an adoption. It was a temporary guardianship agreement. It said Elizabeth and Michael would care for me, until such time as biological mother is able to provide adequate care. There was no termination of parental rights. No formal adoption. It was supposed to be temporary. But my birth certificate listed Elizabeth and Michael as my biological parents. Not adoptive parents. Biological. Which meant they'd falsified legal documents. I took everything to a family law attorney. She reviewed the documents, and her expression grew increasingly severe. This is illegal, she said. The guardianship was temporary. Your biological mother never relinquished her parental rights. The birth certificate is fraudulent. Your parents essentially kidnapped you through coercion and document fraud. Your biological mother could sue. You could potentially sue. This is serious. I went back to my parents one more time. I brought copies of the documents. I called Jessica and put her on speakerphone. I wanted them to hear from her directly what they'd done. My mother refused to open the door. She spoke through it. Sophie, you need to stop this. You're tearing this family apart. You tore it apart 23 years ago, I said. I just found out about it. Now you have two choices. You can admit what you did, apologize to Jessica, apologize to me, and try to make this right. Or I go public with everything. The falsified birth certificate, the coercion, the illegal adoption. Your choice. My father yanked open the door. Are you threatening us? I'm giving you options, I said. Tell the truth, or I will. You wouldn't dare, he said. You'd destroy this family's reputation. You'd destroy everything we've built. You already destroyed it, I said. I'm just deciding whether to show everyone the wreckage. He slammed the door in my face. I gave them 1 week. They didn't apologize. They didn't try to make amends. Instead, they went to war. My mother posted on Facebook. Heartbroken when children you've raised turn against you. We tried our best to love both our daughters equally, but sometimes mental health issues make relationships impossible. Praying for healing and peace. Mental health issues. She was telling everyone I was crazy. Comments flooded in. So sorry. Praying for you. Ungrateful children don't know how good they have it. Stay strong. Within hours I got messages from aunts, uncles, cousins. Everyone telling me to stop being dramatic. To be grateful. To let it go. That good parents make mistakes, but I should forgive them. My Aunt Carol, who'd told me the truth in the first place, called me crying. Sophie, I can't be in the middle of this anymore. They're threatening to cut me off completely. Sorry. I just can't. Even she abandoned me. Friends from my hometown started posting vague things about ungrateful children and family loyalty. My parents had gotten to them first, told their version where I was the unstable daughter attacking them for no reason. Amanda called. What are you doing? Mom's devastated. Dad's talking about disowning you. You're destroying them over something that happened before you could even remember. Why can't you just let it go? Let it go. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Amanda, they lied to me for 23 years. They stole me from my biological mother. They treated me like garbage my entire life. And I'm supposed to let it go. They gave you a home. They gave me the scraps from your table, I said. You got everything. I got whatever was left over. And now I know why. I wasn't theirs. I was the shameful secret they had to hide. If you go public with this, you'll lose everyone, Amanda said. Is that what you want? I want the truth, I said. That's all I've ever wanted. She hung up. Then my husband came home from work. David. The man I'd been married to for 3 years. The man who was supposed to support me no matter what. Sophie, we need to talk, he said. He looked exhausted. About what? About this situation with your parents. I think you need to step back. Maybe see a therapist. This level of anger isn't healthy. I stared at him. Anger isn't healthy. David, they lied to me my entire life. They falsified legal documents. They stole me from my biological mother. And you think I need therapy for being angry about it? I think you need therapy for how you're handling it, he said. You're about to destroy your entire family over something that happened decades ago. Is that really worth it? They're destroying themselves, I said. I'm just refusing to help them cover it up anymore. Sophie, if you do this, if you go public, I don't know if I can stay, he said quietly. The room went cold. What? I married into a normal family. This chaos, this warfare, I didn't sign up for this. I need you to think very carefully about what you're about to do. Because it's not just going to affect your relationship with your parents. It's going to affect us. Are you seriously giving me an ultimatum? Yes. Keep quiet about my parents' lies and abuse, or you'll leave me. I'm asking you to consider whether being right is worth losing everything, he said. Get out, I said. Sophie. Get out of my house. Now. He left. 3 days later, he filed for separation. Within 2 weeks, he'd moved in with his brother and our marriage was over. I lost my family. I lost my husband. I had nothing left to protect and nothing left to lose. So I did what I'd threatened. I went nuclear. I wrote everything down. Every detail. The DNA test results. The falsified birth certificate. The temporary guardianship that became permanent through coercion. Jessica's testimony about being threatened. The way I'd been treated differently my entire life. The college debt versus Amanda's free ride. The wedding disparities. The inheritance I was excluded from. I didn't just post it on Facebook. Posted it everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Tagged my parents. Tagged my hometown. I tagged local news outlets. I included documents, screenshots, photos. I made it impossible to dismiss as crazy ramblings. The post said, "Everyone thinks the Hendersons are good people. Let me tell you who they really are. Let me tell you what they did to a 16-year-old girl and her baby. Let me tell you about 23 years of lies." Within 6 hours, it had been shared 5,000 times. Within 24 hours, 10,000. Within 3 days, it was viral. Local news picked it up. Local accountant and wife accused of illegal adoption and birth certificate fraud. My father's accounting firm started hemorrhaging clients. People don't trust accountants who falsify documents in their personal life. Within 2 weeks, he'd lost 60% of his business. My mother's real estate license came under review. The state board opened an investigation into her ethics. She lost listings. Clients dropped her. Amanda called me screaming, "Are you happy now? You've destroyed them. Dad's business is ruined. Mom might lose her license. They're talking about filing criminal charges. You've destroyed everything over something you could have handled privately." "I tried to handle it privately," I said, my voice eerily calm. "They refused. They chose to lie, to gaslight me, to launch a smear campaign painting me as mentally ill. So I chose to tell the truth. Loudly. The truth." Amanda laughed bitterly. "You've destroyed our family for internet attention. You're disgusting." "Our family was already destroyed," I said. "It was destroyed the day they decided to lie to me. I just made sure everyone else knew it too." She hung up and blocked me everywhere. The district attorney opened an investigation into the falsified birth certificate. My father was questioned. He took the fifth on his attorney's advice. Jessica filed a civil lawsuit against them for fraud, emotional distress, and interference with parental rights. She wasn't after money. She was after acknowledgement of what they'd done. My parents hired an expensive attorney. They released a statement. "The Hendersons are good people who took in a child in need and raised her as their own. They're devastated that their kindness is being repaid with baseless accusations and a malicious smear campaign designed to extort money. They look forward to defending themselves in court." But the documents told a different story. Jessica's temporary guardianship agreement. The falsified birth certificate. The threats made to a 16-year-old. Letters between Jessica and my parents where they told her she'd never see me again. The case went to trial 8 months later. Testified. Jessica testified. We had documentation. We had recordings. We had witnesses. The jury deliberated for 4 hours. They found in Jessica's favor on every count. Fraud. Emotional distress. Interference with parental rights. They awarded her $500,000 in damages. My parents appealed. The appellate court upheld the verdict. The district attorney decided to pursue criminal charges against my father for the falsified birth certificate. He took a plea deal. Probation, community service, a permanent criminal record, avoiding jail time but destroying his reputation forever. My parents had to sell their house to pay the judgment. My father's accounting firm closed completely. My mother lost her real estate license. Their perfect life, built on lies, collapsed completely. That was 2 years ago. Here's where everyone is now. My parents live in a small apartment across town. We haven't spoken since the trial. They still tell anyone who'll listen that I'm an ungrateful, mentally ill daughter who destroyed them out of spite. They've never apologized. Never admitted wrongdoing. In their minds, they're the victims. Amanda and I don't speak. She chose them. She's told people I'm dead to her, That I chose revenge over family. Maybe someday she'll understand. Probably not. Most of my extended family cut me off. A few cousins and my Aunt Carol quietly reached out to apologize and rebuild relationships. But most of them sided with my parents. David and I are divorced. He's remarried already to someone with a normal family. I heard through mutual friends that he tells people his ex-wife was unstable and he had to leave for his own sanity. But here's what I gained. I have a relationship with Jessica, my biological mother. I talk to her every week. I've met my half-siblings. I spent last Thanksgiving with them in California. For the first time in my life I feel like I belong somewhere. Like I'm celebrated for existing, not tolerated despite existing. I'm in therapy, processing 23 years of lies and abuse. Learning that I'm not defective, that nothing was wrong with me, that the problem was never me. I'm dating someone new. Marcus. He knows my whole story and thinks I'm brave, not crazy. He thinks standing up for myself was the right thing to do. I started a blog about my experience. It's helped thousands of people dealing with adoption trauma, family lies, golden child dynamics. My pain has meaning beyond just my own healing. And I have the truth. I finally know who I am, where I came from, why I never fit. That knowledge cost me almost everything. But living the lie would have cost me more. People ask if I regret it. If destroying my family was worth it. Here's my answer. I didn't destroy my family. My parents destroyed it 23 years ago when they chose to lie. I just refused to keep their secret. The truth is brutal. Has consequences. It costs you people and relationships and the illusion of a happy family. But the alternative is living a lie forever, feeling wrong and broken and not enough, never understanding why. Chose the truth. Choose it again. To anyone listening who's keeping family secrets, who's being told to stay quiet to keep the peace, who's protecting people who hurt you, you don't owe your silence to people who lie to you. You don't owe loyalty to people who betray you. The truth will cost you. But living a lie costs more. I'm Sophie. I was adopted illegally, lied to for 23 years, treated as less than my entire life. When I discovered the truth and spoke it out loud, my family tried to destroy me. They failed. I'm still standing. And I'm finally free. Where are you listening from? Have you ever discovered a family secret that changed everything? Drop it in the comments. Your story matters. You're not alone. Thank you for listening. Remember, the truth will set you free. But first, it'll piss off everyone who benefited from your silence. Subscribe if you want more stories about choosing truth over family loyalty, about surviving betrayal, about building something real from the ruins of something fake. This is my story. And I'm not done telling it.